following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah!
Go Cowboys!
Let's go, baby!
Are you ready for a break?
Yes.
Are you ready for a break?
Absolutely.
Ready for a break?
Yeah, and so much for that.
It's time for The Break on DallasCowboys.com.
We were on a break!
With Ambar Garcia, Brian Broaddus, Vach Lombardi, and Derek Eagleton.
It is Friday, December 5th, 2025, season 21, episode number 88. Welcome to the latest edition of The Break, live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Start, presented by LG. LG is the world's #1 OLED TV brand for 11 years and counting. CY at LG.com/OLED Evo. Welcome to the show. We got to talk about this game from last night. Cowboys lose on the road to the Detroit Lions, 44-30. Game that honestly, I don't know if I ever felt like the Cowboys could get into it. It would seem like for forever they just kind of were trailing, trying to get back in. Even when they got to 3 points, it just didn't feel like they had control of that game, and they end up losing it to the Detroit Lions on the road. We'll talk about all that real quick before we do that, though. We have a little special surprise for all of you out there listening. I know Friday we said if you join via the app, that's your way to enter. That's changed. Now you can be on anywhere. You can be on anywhere. You can be on the app. You can be on YouTube. You can be on.
Cracking me up.
Derek just want to get y'all to download that damn.
By the way,
so
you can be anywhere.
funny.
You can be anywhere listening to the show. Here's what we're gonna do, though.
Oh boy.
We are gonna have a giveaway.
Can't trust Dollar Tree Derek.
Never. Swiping, no swiping.
We are going. Look, are we giving away the prize or not?
Give away the prize, man.
Jeez,
We're
okay.
listening.
Smash the like button too.
Lead us.
So here's what we're gonna do. We are going to give away what we think is a pretty good surprise for our loyal listeners. We're going to give you, for yourself and a friend, we're going to give you 2 tickets to my suite for this upcoming game versus the Minnesota Vikings. What you will also get with that will be sideline passes. So you'll be able to go down to the sideline before the game, be able to look around, see what it's like down on the field. Then you'll go back up to the suite where I'll be working, but my wife will be hosting everyone in the suite. She has a full menu of food there. You won't have to pay for anything. Food, drinks. You'll enjoy the whole experience there in the suite. Cowboys versus Vikings next Sunday night. So,
However, no transportation is being provided.
I was getting to that. There are a couple things.
Disclosure.
One of them is there is no transportation provided. You get to Arlington, you're in. All you got to do is get to the stadium. You get to the stadium, we take care of the experience, right?
I know all this.
The second thing is this is not transferable. You cannot go sell this. This is only for you and a guest. If you cannot make it, then you'll let us know, and we will move on to the next winner, hopefully. But it is only for if you're going to be able to come and participate in this event. It is not transferable and cannot be sold.
If nobody get the answers, can I get it? Can I go on the sideline?
No.
Y'all don't let me do.
You want to? Do you really want to do it? I thought you work on game days.
Por favor.
You work on game days.
I will leave all that to come to do the stuff on the side in the suite. S'il vous plaît. I speak French too, but you ain't know. Come on, man.
Vach, you are the worst.
What?
You seriously.
All right. Here's what we're going to do.
What you just said, you cannot keep a secret. You cannot keep a secret.
Nobody know what that means. What that means?
Okay, here's what we're going to do.
Oh
That's
my
German.
God.
In order to
So scratch that. Derek.
Yeah, you have to give me another one.
We'll do it on the second break.
In order to win, here's what you need to do. There are going to be 4 questions that we're going to pose. There's going to be a question about each of our hosts. Yes, thank you. There's going to be a question for each of our hosts.
Crazy.
And the first person that texts our text line with the 4 answers, the correct 4 answers, will win the prize. Now, all answers have to be in one text message, but the first person that can get all 4 questions correct will ultimately win the prize. Really great prize. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Here are the 4 questions. All right.
So make a different one up
You
for
want
mine.
to give me what was the one that
I say keep the same one.
No, we're not doing
You
that.
literally just gave my
You just
answer
gave it
away.
All right.
It's like a free
Because
space.
you can't keep your mouth shut.
It's a free space.
You
It's like
cannot keep
bingo.
a secret.
You talk more than me.
Okay.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. Here are the
tell
4
another
questions.
one.
I got the one we had at first.
Okay.
Do
Okay.
that.
Okay, so here's what we got.
You speak French.
You do.
Just gave it away.
7 minutes.
All right, so we
into
got
the show.
4 questions. Here's Vach's question.
I'm excited.
What position did he play back in his football playing days?
You asking me?
No, I'm asking the listeners. You please don't give it away. All right. Question for Brian. Where did he scout before he came to Dallas? Just before he came to Dallas. Question for Derek. Who was the head coach when he started working for the Dallas Cowboys? And question for Amber. What is her country of origin? All right. You got that? Vach, what position did he play when he played football? Brian, where did he scout immediately before taking the job with Dallas? Derek, who was the head coach of the Cowboys when he started working here? And Amber, what is her country of origin?
For Vach.
Here are the texts. Here's the text number.
No, this is real. This is real because
Don't
people
say
asking
anything.
already.
No, do not.
Do it.
For Vach.
He's gonna give it away too.
Is it specifically?
I want a position name, not a group. I want a position
that's what I'm
name.
asking.
I want a position name. All right. So the text number is 817-290-3298. Again, 817-290-3298. Our producer says that number will actually be scrolling on the bottom of your screen if you're watching live, so you should be able to see it there. But again, 817-290-3298. Text in your answers. The first person with all 4 answers correct in one text message will win the opportunity to come to the Vikings game in the suite, sideline passes with a guest, and enjoy a game with our VIPs.
And real quick,
Sunday.
I just saw the first text come through. Make sure you guys send all the answers at once.
Yes,
so don't
that's
send
what I
it
said.
separately.
All the answers have to be in one text message, and so you have to send it all as one text message. That's how we'll know that it's all together and it's the right answer.
People are active.
Are we getting some good answers?
Well, they're
Then nobody's right.
Texting.
In the chat? What I said? What?
It's the
None of them are right so far.
I see what
it's a text line.
Oh, I don't have access
Amber's
to that.
no.
Yeah,
Amber's-
yeah.
Boy, I don't.
That's actually a good thing.
That's why I don't work here, Brian. Brian, that's why I don't work here. I get all kinds of perks and amenities at all the other places that I work, Brian. I come here, I just get to talk and leave.
That's because you be giving away everything.
This is the first time I've done this in a year.
Last week, you were doing the same
This week,
thing.
all right,
Just
cool.
need to show.
The whole show I'm showing.
Hey,
Did a good job getting through the show.
Just
without-
use what just literally happened. Right before we went on the air, we came up with our own questions. We said, okay, for Amber, we're going to say, what's her third language? 7 minutes into the show, Vach is here. S'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît.
They don't know what
you
that
speak
means.
French. You speak French.
Okay.
You literally gave away the answer immediately.
They knew that already. These people don't miss shows.
Have they gotten it right yet?
well, I've been talking, so.
Because you're
But-
chatting.
God.
Chatting.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and get into this breakdown. Cowboys lose
first break
44. I know, the break's coming up. They lose 44-30. Before we go to break, let's get into the storylines of the game. Tell me what was the storyline of this game for you, Vach?
Man, Flus, y'all was thought I was gonna let you off the hook because of them last two, man. I'm 10 toes down, brother. We up against the break. I'll just keep it short. We'll talk about it more later, man. The defense didn't do much to help you in this one. Derek said it perfectly. You didn't really feel like you had an opportunity to really catch up in this game. I was surprised. I was befuddled. We got to the end of the third, fourth quarter. I was like, man, how are the Cowboys in this? Because it seemed like everything the Cowboys did offensively was difficult, but everything that the Lions did was super easy. So maybe that says a lot about the Cowboys offense, them being able to overcome adversity and still fight and just build up field goals to like stay in the game or whatnot. But you just couldn't get a stop. You could not get one stop. So that's what that is.
Yep.
How can you be so bad on kickoff coverage? How can you allow them to have basically a short field the majority of this game?
With their backup, by the way.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, then you're in a situation where it's not anything that Detroit was doing exotic or anything like that. You go back and watch it. It was very simplistic. Dallas tried some things, didn't work, but you were so bad on kick coverage. Your field position in that game, what you were allowing the Lions, you didn't make the Lions have to drive the ball on you at all in that football game. And plus with what Vach is talking about, a leaky defense and an offense that was chasing points all night. The field position was a big factor in that game last night.
Real quick, Brian, on that point, the Detroit Lions starting average field position was their own 41.
Crazy.
Cowboys were their own 28. That's a big difference.
Great
in the
offense.
game. When your average is your opponent's, their average is their own 41. All right, Amber, what's the story of the game?
She don't know the question there. She been reading the chat.
No, because I've been scrolling through.
They're coming in really fast.
There's a lot, but I think we have a winner.
We do have a winner, but you have to go to the first person who says it. So I have to find out where that actually
You're still
is.
figuring out who that person
I think
is?
I found
Exactly.
it.
Okay.
Okay.
But
it's in
also-
order, by the way, right?
I was gonna say, like, how are we gonna say it? Because I noticed people aren't sending their names,
Yeah,
so
say
we
your
just have
name.
numbers for numbers.
In the text, we will.
But I'm saying, like, oh, we can text back.
yes,
I guess.
yeah, we can text back
Duh.
to make sure we got the right.
Come
person.
on, Amber. What's
Stop
going
it!
on?
You
What's
say all
going
kinds
on?
of.
What's
Hey,
going
you know what I want to do,
Ridiculous.
Chris?
Don't cuss on.
Whenever we find the
Amber was
answer,
about to cuss me. All kind of stupid is what you was about to say.
whenever we find the answer, let's see if we can get that person on the line in the final segment.
Yeah, let's
for,
call them
for a
and
quick
talk.
second.
Yeah,
all
we'll
right?
discuss it in the break. But the question
Yeah,
is
storyline. What's the story of the game?
storyline for the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Storyline for this game is that what happened was exactly what I thought was going to happen. Yeah, take your glasses off. You know, I said here on Friday, I say, I picked the Cowboys to win this game. Brian put on the glasses.
Look at her.
I said the Cowboys have everything they need to win this game against Detroit. But what happens when you start feeling comfortable with this team, when you start trusting that they got it, they show up and start making errors, because it's not even about who the Detroit Lions were. A lot of things happen because of your own mistakes. Yeah, you can talk about the defense specifically. We know what the defense is right now. They've gotten better, but you still know what you're working with. But you also know with that your offense cannot make mistakes. You have to play a clean game. And not one mistake happened, not two, multiple mistakes happen offensively. And that is what is super frustrating to me, because again, you know the talent that they have. You know they're a very talented team, and you know what they're capable of. And it's just very unfortunate that even you had to wait until the second half of the game for you to start seeing some movement and some things happening, for you to get into the end zone. And yeah, it's just very disappointing, because again, now things and anything can happen still. I don't give up hopes, because mathematically you're still in it. But now it's completely out of your hand. Like, it's out of your control. And once again, you're sitting in a position where you feel like you have a lot of talent on the team, but it's completely out of your control, and you have to depend on other people now.
Didn't we feel like this defense had gotten good enough since the bye week, right? Didn't we feel like this defense has gotten good enough to where the offense can make a handful of mistakes and that the defense will still be able to overcome it? I may be wrong. Y'all in the chat can tell me if I'm wrong. I think this Cowboys defense looked just like them Cowboys defense from like 5 and 6 and 7 weeks ago, to where you just running around in a circle, and no matter who you got out there. I had a conversation. We ain't got to do this today. But I was on one of my post game shows, and it was a big hubbub about Micah Parsons, how he would have been better here. Man, I think a lot of stuff's so weird going on with this defense. I think even if Micah was here, I don't think that you'll be able to do some of the basic things correctly, like tackling, or like if you a play caller versus a timing rhythm offense. Jared Goff is gonna catch the ball, and in a certain amount of time, he's going to throw it, and the ball going to be there, and the receiver's going to be there. I would expect somebody to disrupt the timing on that route. I would expect for you to bring a little extra pressure. If we do have one-on-ones, bring a sixth guy. There's something happening in the defensive operation. Maybe it's the voice, like Ambar says. There's something happening in the defensive operation that took us back to pre-bye week. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to study that the last couple of weeks, please.
No, good.
We're going to look into that the last couple of weeks just to kind of see where we at. But I think this is on the DC. You know what I'm saying? We saw the Lions DC go through much more adversity than we went through, and they found a way to kind of hold the Cowboys off. Cowboys offense still explosive, and they did their thing, but they still found opportunities. The Cowboys found no opportunities
They made it hard.
Man, yeah.
And it didn't look like the Cowboys made it very hard for the Lions.
It was easy for them.
All right, we're going to take our first break. When we come back, I do want to talk about the defensive side of the ball, because I'll ask the question. I know that the stats of kind of I shouldn't say the stats. I know that the way it looked was like the Cowboys got run on, they got passed on, they couldn't stop them. But when you start looking at some of the numbers of what happened in the run defense, it's an interesting question of, did they actually have a pretty decent game against one of the best rushing offenses in the league? And was the problem really more about the secondary? We'll talk about that when we come back. This is DallasCowboys.com radio.
I got to ask for you, buddy.
If you can't be at the stadium, there's no better way to watch your Cowboys than on an LG OLED Evo TV. That's because everything you see is more lifelike. Every play, every hit. I mean, you might as well be on the sidelines. That's how clear it is. It's all thanks to LG's legendary technology. Perfect black, over 8.3 million self-lit pixels. No one comes close. LG OLED Evo is the best TV in the game for a reason. See for yourself at lg.com/OLED Evo.
Hey y'all, Matt Pittman here, the official pitmaster of the Dallas Cowboys. This holiday season, I've got Yeti's new insulated bowls and food storage working overtime. The insulated bowls are amazing. It'll keep queso warm or guacamole fresh. And the food storage containers protect my ingredients and help me stay organized. They also make great gifts for the host, making Yeti bowls and food storage MVPs for the holidays. Get yours at Yeti.com or a Yeti store near you.
I'm home.
Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow. Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Cowboys fans, here's the game plan. Touchdown Tuesday at Take 5 Oil Change. Just wear your Cowboys gear and save 25% on your oil change. No huddle, no overtime. Just drive in, stay in your car, and roll out. You'll be tailgate ready in 10 minutes flat. Keeping up with your car shouldn't be a tough call. Take 5 makes it as easy as calling the coin toss. Take 5 is the official oil change of the Dallas Cowboys. Visit take5.com to find a location near you. Offer valid through December 31st, 2025. Terms and conditions apply. Valid only at participating locations.
If you shout, "How about them Cowboys?" you have that undeniable passion that's the heart of Cowboys Nation. And if you like to drink Dr. Pepper, you love the unique blend of its 23 flavors. Together, your one-of-a-kind fandom paired with the one-of-a-kind taste of a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper is the game day lineup that can't be beat. Better yet, gather your Cowboys and Dr. Pepper fan friends to watch the next game and crack open a delicious ice-cold Dr. Pepper for everyone. The wins will be even tastier. It's a pepper thing.
Back to the break.
Choose perfection. Choose LG OLED Evo. Check out the best TV in the game at LG.com.
Welcome back. We're in the second segment of the break live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star. We're presented by LG, and this segment is brought to you by Blockchain.com. All right, we are. Chris is like rolling through these answers. I think we got a winner, but we're trying to figure all that out. We will make an announcement here at some point soon, and hopefully in the third segment, we might be able to get this person on the line and talk to him a little bit before.
And Derek said you get to meet me in the suite. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be there. You know what I'm saying? I get to shake hands, chop it up, Q&A.
I'm not sure that's gonna happen, but Brian said he'll come up and say hi and maybe take a picture with you, and I'll come through probably before the game. Or
we should make.
I'll bring Amber with me and make her come over to sign a. Come and sign.
We can FaceTime.
We should make Vach be the host.
How about that?
We'll FaceTime Vach.
Hey, Derek, we should make Vach be the host that has to follow him around the whole time.
What?
That would be funny.
Follow him around the whole time? What do you mean?
Well, I'm just saying, like, the person when they get there, get down to the field. You make him follow them around.
Yeah, he's the chaperone.
He's the chaperone. There
he wouldn't mind. He wouldn't mind if he got to be in the suite. He'd be like, yeah I'll do it.
You'd be the chaperone the whole time. Get him a credential.
All right, let's get back into it. I was talking about this defense, and as I watched the game, I'm thinking, man, Dallas just has no answers for this offense. And by the way, we all knew going into this game, this offense could be very dangerous. I actually thought, and when I made the pick, I was assuming that Amon-Ra was not playing.
Yeah, for sure.
When I heard Amon-Ra was playing, I was like, I don't feel good about that pick. But that being said, that offense, we knew it was explosive. We knew the running game was really good. But when you go back and look after the game, they held Jamar Gibbs to 12 carries for 43 yards, a 3.6 average. Now, he did have 3 touchdowns. Montgomery did have 6 carries for 60 yards. But together, they were a little over 100 yards, which, facing that offense, you'd probably say that was somewhat of a win. What are your thoughts on the Cowboys' run defense specifically?
You know, Gibbs is one of those characters, if you just keep giving him the football, he'll break one at some point.
Yeah.
And if you're a offensive coordinator and you see how Brother Flus comes to the party, I'll just stop running. I just stopped running.
Which they didn't run a lot at all.
If I'm a timing-based offense, and I keep saying it because I think it's important here. If I'm a timing-based offense and you're doing nothing to disrupt my timing, I'm going to keep throwing the football. I could run and get 5 yards on you, but I can throw and get 20. If you look at the flip side, right, think about what the Lions defense did. And they were shorthanded. Kirby was out of there. Tyrion was out of there. Branch got hurt eventually.
Yep.
When CeeDee Lamb was going crazy, they didn't say, oh, let me stop everything to keep CeeDee Lamb from going crazy. Somebody got to go crazy. CeeDee Lamb's incredible. What they did was they kept Pickens from going crazy while CeeDee was going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Even when CeeDee left, you could let Flo do his thing. And I might even deal with your run game kind of sort of, and I may, find a way to do something with Ferg. We can't stop everybody, right? But we ain't going to let Pickens go too crazy on us, right? The Cowboys defense, I think they were in a certain look. They wasn't bad the first 2 drives. The first 2 drives, the Cowboys defense did not look bad to me at all. They got pushed in the middle. Flus got some blitzes going. It was positive. We saw some press man. I tweeted, keep letting my corners pressing man because it works. And I think Jahmyr Gibbs kind of running around in a circle on everybody made Flus get out of that look. Gibbs going to do Gibbs. Just like they said CD's going to do CD, Gibbs going to do Gibbs. But what you got to do is if Gibbs go crazy, you can't also have Amon-Ra having big plays. You can't also have Jameson Williams having big plays. Isaac Tesla cannot be scoring touchdowns on you if that's going to be the case. And I think the Cowboys, in trying to stop Gibbs, got into a defense where everybody got to go crazy. And Flus, man, you a grown man, so I don't want to use the word stubborn or hard-headed, but you couldn't get out of your own way with that one. And there was an adjustment to be made, and I just simply don't think you did it. Because the same stuff you ran out there in the second quarter was the exact same stuff that you ran out there in the fourth. So I didn't see the adjustment. And me and Brian Bars woke up real early and watched the film this morning. Real early. And the lack of adjustments is what got Flus down so bad, I think.
Yeah, I think to me, though, the numbers, and I know what Derek's trying to do here, and the numbers will tell you a story that there's certain areas where they were pretty good. The things that might have killed you in this football game were clearly the turnovers and the field position. Sure. Detroit did not have to do a lot to you. I felt like Detroit's plan against you was really, really good, and I know we're focusing on the Dallas defense here. I think Detroit had a really good plan of how to play you.
Yeah.
Defensively. They're a team that has been much maligned. They haven't gotten pass rush. They've struggled with sacks, even though they paid, Aiden Hutchinson a lot of money. They just weren't doing very much. The pressures were there, but the sacks weren't, and they were playing so much man coverage, and they were getting killed. They were getting killed playing so much man. What did they do? They played a lot more zone. They did something that completely out of character to try, and that's what teams have done against Dak, is played a little bit more zone coverage and making him he eats man up. But what happened is Dallas early in that game defensively went 5-man rush. They brought pressure. They had like nine times, I believe, in the game where they brought the extra rusher, and in 9 of those dropbacks, they had 3 pressures out of that. And then when they went back the other way, when they went back to their 4-man line, their pressure rate went down again. So, I don't know, Vach, we've all kind of had theories of why that maybe the running back scared you out of this. Maybe St. Brown and Williams scared you out of doing some things. But it looked like to me, early in that game, they had Goff kind of rattled a little bit. And I mean rattled of when you see Goff in a game and he starts spiking the ball, like just throwing it in front of receivers, then you're like thinking, okay, you're getting to him, you're affecting the way, and then they went away from that. So,
why do you think that is? Do you have any idea?
I don't know. I don't know. When we get coordinator availability, I'd sure like to know. I mean, I used to have the ability to text the guy and ask him. I'd love to be able to say, hey, what scared you? What scared you to not go after this guy? Now, the metrics will tell you that against the blitz, this guy had 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and stuff like that. But it looked like to me in this particular game, your early pressure affected. Go back and watch the third downs.
Yep.
I think Dallas played pretty good on third downs. There was times out in space where they missed a tackle and it turned into a first and things like that. But overall, I just think, man, the turnovers and the field position were killer in this game. I think you could have survived the defense the way it was playing if, in fact, you didn't get, what they get, 14 points off turnovers? That's your difference right there. And the fact, like I say, but there's something that spooked Eberflus not to go after this guy like he was going after him early in that football game.
And you just simply can't get spooked. You just cannot get spooked. You actually got good push in the middle. And I'm just talking about later in the game. Like you got push in the middle. You just didn't have like the outside stuff finishing or whatever, right? So I guess they just did a decent job of just sealing A gap and B gap or whatever. But man, like Flus, he'll blitz like ready or something like that. If it's 3 people on this defense that I would love to see blitzing, Overshown, I can see him blitzing.
Yeah.
Maris Learfowl, I can see him blitzing. Donovan Wilson, I can see him blitzing. I don't think Flus blitzed Maris like once or something like that, and then go back to it maybe. And then
I think he got a quarterback hit on that one.
Yeah, and we just didn't see much of any more blitz at all. Like I want to see Flus, and maybe it's just him in his own way, but you have to make the adjustments, right? Like go be Wink Martindale, blitz every play if it's working, until they do something to keep you from doing it. But.
Maris had two blitzes and had 1 pressure.
Yeah.
And it seemed like the other time he was back there in the backfield as well, and it's kind of crazy that way that, but something got him out of that. He didn't like what was going on. Maybe he was worried about his coverage and all, but it's just an unfortunate way of playing against a team that I felt like you kind of had them at a little bit of they were struggling with. I mean, you look at what happened, guys, Houston, I mean, they swing the ball out to Gibbs, and Houston is there, and he falls down. I mean, that's just, maybe you had the right defense call, but you tripped. You're on the ground, now the ball's going for a first down. And, there's several plays like that happened in this football game that, you kind of scratch your head and you say, why? But can I say one thing quick? I know I don't say things quick, but I will say it quick. Gotcha. Of the 3 games, the 3 opponents you played, I think Detroit's offense is the best one you've played.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I don't think it's even close. And
this is no disrespect to Kansas City or to Philadelphia, but I think Detroit's defense puts more pressure on you than the other 2. And maybe that's a little bit of fool's gold for us. Maybe Dallas was able to adapt to Philadelphia, hold them scoreless for 41 minutes, the way they played against Kansas City. Maybe that was kind of like, okay, you matched up well against those. I don't know if you necessarily matched up very well against, especially with St. Brown playing in this football game.
What do you think were the major breakdowns on the back end? Because we saw them basically taking whatever they want. They got in a lot of bad situations, 1st and 20.
Run after catch.
Yeah, so what was that the biggest problem you saw?
I think Dallas's inability, I think they had 13 missed tackles in this game. That and you look at how things, big run after catch team. And so they're going to take advantage of you getting the ball and letting those guys run. And, I think that Dallas, when you look at some of the coverage stuff, he went a lot of zone in this game. I mean, Matt went a lot of zone in this game. And all of a sudden you got these crossers. And what happens is, like on some third down plays, if you go back and watch, there's a ball, Gibbs gets another swing. The one that went to the flat and then Bland missed the tackle and ended up being a first down. Gibbs' man is Overshown. What happens to Overshown? He looks, he's hesitating, and he doesn't react. And now all of a sudden, Gibbs is gone, and now he's not reacting and then gets caught up in all the crossers that are coming. It's just a well-designed play, but that way they get their backup, they know you're going to play man coverage, and then all of a sudden they're taking care of your guys. And I know on the back end too, it looked bad. It looked bad, the situation with Ravel, on the play. I mean, he read it wrong. You're going to get
on the touchdown?
Yeah, on the touchdown. Yeah. You're going to get Overshown in the flat, and your responsibility is to go deep.
Yep.
He froze. He didn't see it the right way. Everything happened, and instead of reacting like, okay, I know you got flat, I got deep.
That's a growing pain to me.
Deep third. And he just looked awful playing it because it looked like he was confused. And in actuality, He was.
Yeah.
He missed. And Vach said it earlier. This looked like some of the defense you saw in week 2, week 3, week 4, where guys are not doing their responsibilities.
All right, what you think?
Bro, I'm trying to figure out this raffle here with Chris. We're working together. I'm going through all the text messages.
I see.
Yeah, you do it on purpose because you see me focused on these text messages right here. But we're just verifying that we have the correct winner.
Right, which we want to make sure we're always right.
So we're
but they're verifying that, and hopefully we'll get somebody here in just a second. We're going to go ahead and take our final break. We're going to come back and talk a little bit about the offense. We got to talk about George Pickens. It wasn't a great night for him. We'll talk about that when we come back. This is DallasCowboys.com radio.
Every day begins with a promise to work hard and to build a future. That's why we're here, providing the tools, expertise, and John Deere equipment you have relied on for generations to help you get the job done right. We're with you. That's our promise to you, because no matter the project or the challenge you're facing,
we're with you. We're united.
It's the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black. And right now, Cowboys fans can get 15% off their $75 order. Plus, because every deal needs a playmaker, your order will include a free 5-piece skincare set and free shipping. The Jack Black Playmaker is 4 of Jack's favorites and a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Make a play for the playmaker at getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys with the code CowboysVIP.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow. Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
From the field to the festivities, Lucchese embodies the essence of luxury and tradition. Handcrafted with meticulous precision, each pair offers unmatched comfort and style. Stand tall while you're tailgating or cheering in the stands with the Dallas Cowboys collection by Lucchese. Shop the collection today at the Lucchese store at the Star in Frisco or online at lucchese.com. Lucchese, the official boot of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
How's it going? You see that Cowboys game?
Oh, I watched. Been seeing some good things.
Totally. They have some talent.
Yup, some great talent.
And they got some fight.
Hoping this is the year.
Me too. Oh, I'm Cody, by the way.
I'm Travis.
Nice to meet you, Travis. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys!
Make a new friend based solely on their shirt choice. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys. Copyright 2025 Bank of America Corporation.
Back to the break.
AT&T connecting changes everything.
Welcome back. We're in the final segment of the break live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios at the Star, and we have a winner. Chris is verifying the name, so someone should be getting a text from Chris. So check your phones. Make sure you didn't get that text from our producer, and we'll hopefully get a name here that we can say here on the air in just a moment. Maybe even have that person on. We'll see. Let's talk about the offense. Obviously, it was a little bit of a slow start. Once they got going, it seemed like they were able to start generating points. But as you said earlier, Vach, everything seemed so difficult. It was so hard for the Cowboys to be able to move the ball. And part of that was George Pickens. He had 9 targets, but only 5 receptions for 37 yards. Why was he so ineffective? Did they have a game plan? We are taking him out of the game. We're going to double team him. What did they do to make him so ineffective?
They didn't let Pickens get off.
In what way? Like, what did they do?
They put bodies over there. They flash hands over there. Sometimes if you Dak, you will just look and then look another way if he's not like absolutely there. And he already has a limited route tree. And he'll admit it as much. You know, you got stops, you got slants, you got goals. I think the Lions played into that. So if you're the Cowboys, you might want to make an adjustment and have him run some corners and posts, you know. But I think it was just more so about CD was just whooping ass on the other side. Like, it was just so available there for us. And if we get a certain look pre-snap where, like, the numbers are heavier on one side of the field than the other, and you got CD one-on-one with whoever, you know, DJ Reed, you know, Robinson, whoever, I'm looking for CD Lamb. And CD Lamb quietly just racks up hundreds of yards in 2 quarters or so. So I mean, GP, you know, there's a lot being made about his route run and how the urgency in which he runs routes. He's been running routes like that all year. You know, from the snap to the end of the stem is always the same. He may finish differently. He may, he may change up his tempo towards the end. He may hand fight you a little bit, but his lack of urgency running the first portion of his route, it's always been the same.
That's how he does it, yeah.
And it's no excuse. He just happens to be great like that all year. Just this game, he just wasn't.
Yeah, I think that you look at the national stage last night, and with the prime football Thursday night, everybody watching, and Kurt Herbstreit and others talking about and calling him out. If you really, really study this player, that's how he runs routes. That's what he is. I think there's people that had questions about the sense of urgency and stuff and the way he goes about it. George Pickens, if you watch him 65, 69 plays, whatever he plays, you're in a situation where you'll see him a lot of times not run exactly the route. And there'll be even in that game last night, the interception was, we think, a slant, but it was actually up and then across, like he was trying to cut it short. When have you not seen George Pickens extend for a ball? There was a couple of times. There were a couple of times, one of the early routes in the game, though, it's like he went inside and there was a drop where he was running the route, but Maddox, the safety, was standing right there. I think his attention got distracted that way. There was the ball that went down the field, down the sidelines, that was the deep ball where everybody – what's the one thing George Pickens can do? He can track a football all day. That's what he does. But you look at where his eyes were. It's like he's outside eyes trying to nod. Now he's getting the separation. Now he's got Maddox, the safety, coming over, and he's looking at Maddox as he's trying to run the route, but doesn't locate the ball. That there were things that was happening to George in that game that we haven't seen before. I mean, George Pickens is better than a 50-50 ball catcher. When you talk about the hands and stuff, the catch percentage. He's one of those guys you don't have to usually worry about him, but that's really kind of how he runs routes. We watch a lot of tape. We watch games. People that study George Pickens will tell you. Jesse Holley made the comment last night. Hey, don't come at me about how George Pickens runs routes. This is how he runs routes, and he's absolutely right about that. So it's just unfortunate they have now the way they affected him in this game. How do you take away his slant? What you do is you buzz a linebacker underneath. Angeloni, Campbell, what they do is if they know he's wide to the opposite side, you take that linebacker and you buzz him into that area and try and prevent that. What else do you do? Well, when Lamb went out of the game, they went single high and they started shading the safety to his side of the field is what they did. So once Lamb was out, they said, okay, if Ryan Flanoy is going to beat us this game, have at it. Have at it. They were not going to let George Pickens beat him in this game. So buzzing of the linebackers, then the safety over the top after Lamb went out of the game.
Even if you do buzz a linebacker out there, Brian, the slant could still be there.
Right.
The timing just takes a little longer for Pickens to clear that guy.
Right.
But in this game, you couldn't hold the ball long because pass rush was on you. You know what I mean?
They had, excuse me real quick, Derek, even on the 2-point play that Ferguson caught, you watch how prepared they were for Pickens. Pickens lined up left. He runs in, and what does Pickens do really, really well? He runs the back of the end zone, and he runs. They had a corner from the other side. They let the route went inside, and what did the corner do? He turned and was waiting for Pickens to come. That's just damn good defense. Is what that is. That's knowing, like, okay, to take this guy away, we're going to have to do these measures. And Detroit did it very, very well.
And my belief is that even more so, you can talk about George Pickens. I don't think that's where this game was lost. I think on the offensive side of the ball, the reason why they couldn't keep up with the points that Detroit was putting up was because their offensive line, particularly their 2 tackles, failed them. The number of sacks that they gave up, the number of pressures they gave up, every play it seemed like Dak was under duress, every single play. And it just felt like they didn't have an answer for the pass rush that was coming from the outside of that offensive line. And I think that was the reason why, more than anything else, some of the biggest plays in the game, that play where Dak threw the ball backwards under duress.
Yeah.
Like there were moments like that where there were opportunities that just couldn't be taken advantage of because there was just too much pressure on Dak.
The one, and you're absolutely right. The tackles were really poor in this game. When you look at the pressures, I think Vashi was 18, 19 pressures by just the tackles alone.
7 on Terrence and 11 on Nick.
Yeah, there you go. But how about Dak missed the throw? How about the one down the sidelines to when Lamb beats the coverage?
That was a bad throw.
The ball, and so there were some throws like that, throws that we've seen Dak make, catches that we've seen Pickens make. This was a weird game offensively when it came down to that.
Is that also a situation where you see this with NFL quarterbacks sometimes? You're getting so much pressure that sometimes you start rushing the throw, even when you don't need to necessarily.
He had a chance
even when you don't need to necessarily rush it, you rush it just because your clock has been sped up because you're under duress so much.
Right.
You're just going fast. You're going too fast, and that's when you start missing throws.
Man, even
his body's hurting today. Just
He
watching
took
the
some hits.
replays right now, I'm like, wow, we're lucky that he didn't get some kind of injury or anything because he was hit quite a bit in that game. And I agree with you. I think that tends to happen, even if you're not wanting for you to act that way mentally. That's just your body reacting to the hits that you've been receiving, the pressure, and that you automatically, without willing to, you start kind of throwing in that way.
All right.
Get hit again.
Real quick, before we end this show, I did want to. We got our winner on the line. We're gonna go to the phone lines.
Big dog?
We got Nick from Leander, Texas. Nick, what's up, man?
Going on, everyone?
Congratulations. You are the winning. You will have an opportunity to bring a guest and come and join my wife and our other guests in the suite for the game this coming Sunday or next Sunday night, and go down the sideline.
Are you going to be able to make it?
Oh, I'm going to make it. I was actually coming up for the weekend. I'm going to get the kids at the Christmas at the Star for that weekend.
Yeah.
There, so I'm already going to be in the area, so I'm ready.
That's perfect.
Yeah, for those that have never been to Christmas at the Star, it's a really cool event for the family. It happens every, I think, Friday and Saturday night every week, all the way through, I guess, the week before Christmas. But, yeah, glad you're going to have that experience. We're going to enjoy having you out. Man, tell us a little bit about you. Like, where are you from? How long you been a fan?
Forever, for my entire life.
Yeah.
I've been in Texas for a couple of years. Moved originally from the Northeast, trying to get out of the cold, and come here. It's a little chilly today, but yeah, been a Cowboys fan forever. Been to a couple games since I've moved down. And actually, it's my birthday a couple of days after the game, so I'm turning 40 on the 16th, and the game's on the 14th. So it's a nice little birthday present for me, I guess. But yeah, man, it's been a fan forever. And last night was heartbreaking, but. Let's see how they can finish the season strong.
Which one of the questions did you have to look up?
Pretty much all of them. The only one I knew, because, listen, guys, I've been listening to all y'all for a while, Vach and Brian specifically. I've listened to you guys. I knew Vach was a center. And I know from all your Tom Coughlin stories, Brian, I know you were in Jacksonville.
There you go.
Amber, I knew was Dominican because my wife's Dominican, so I remember that. And then, Derek, I know I've heard you before saying, hey, when you got here, Chan Gailey was there. It's just wild.
That's a
it's just wild.
That's actually what we wanted. We wanted somebody that's been listening for a long time that knows us because they've just been listening for a long time and have heard all the great stories. So we're really excited you got the win, man.
Hey, yo, Nick, let me ask you a question. What's Ambar's third language?
Oh, my God.
Brother, I'm just gonna go with you. Let's just say French. Because you've been Cebu playing it all day.
Okay, well, fine, man, Nick. Hang up the phone. Appreciate you, Nick.
Hey, Nick, man. Hey, tell you what, our producer's going to get your information so that we can get in touch with you, get all the tickets to you. I will look forward to meeting you at the game. Hopefully, Brian will be able to come up and say hi.
Me too, Nick.
I'll grab Amber and make sure she comes up and says hi, and we'll see you at the game. All right, man.
Awesome, man. I appreciate everyone. Thanks, guys.
All right, take care. All right, that's a wrap for us. We will be back on Monday, And we'll still have a lot more we want to talk about in this game. I don't think we got into some of the deeper parts of this game that I wanted to get to. So we'll do that on Monday. Till then, for Vach Lombardi, Brian Broaddus, and Amber Garcia, I'm Derek
He's
Eagleton.
so butthurt.
We should have asked Nick, who does he want to meet the most? That we should have did.
Well,
call him back, Bing. Give me his number. I'll call him.
This has been the break.
Wrap up the
live
show.
on
We'll leave.
DallasCowboys.com
Get them damn
radio.
TVs.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!